Hi everyone, so in this tutorial we're going to be looking at shadows in ARFoundation. It's actually surprisingly tricky. It was actually beyond my skill set. I don't do much when it comes to shaders. I don't know how much skill set you guys have, but for when it comes to shaders and stuff, it's a little bit out there. But it was interesting to see how to find a solution as well for this. But I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to put this tree here. This beautiful tree I got from the Poly site. I'll be showing you how we get this shadow on this tree so it looks a little bit more realistic, and we'll play around with some of the settings as well to kind of improve it a little bit. The code for the shading and stuff will be at the bottom of this video, and have the project files of this to be downloaded from the ARFoundation course that I made. So if you've already bought this course, this is my way of saying thank you to you guys. You can have the whole project files. If you haven't paid for the course for whatever reasons, maybe you're not that interested, or maybe you don't have the money, that's fine, don't worry about it. You can still see, I'll show you where I got the code from. You'll just have to type things up and create the scene yourself if you even want to, but you can still follow along anyway. So yeah, and this is my way of saying thank you to those people who have bought the course, left a rating. It's now the highest rated course, or a highest rated course. It has that little thing. I don't really know what that means. I don't know what they're really comparing it to, but it's a nice thing. It's really nice to see that, and it's great to see 4.9 stars out of 5. So thank you to everyone who's been rating it, leaving 5 stars. That's really appreciated, and that's my way of saying thank you that you can have the project files. And the reason we're even doing this answering this question about shadows is because it was left on the Q&A section by Jesse, and thanks to Peter, to Mark, and to Freddie as well, who've just been contributing to the Q&A on this particular subject as well. I appreciate that. It's nice to see people coming together. It wasn't something that I was really expecting, if I was going to be honest with you, but it's really nice to see that happening too. So if you want to purchase this course and you haven't done so, here's a discount code. It's the cheapest one you can get. It's for $9.99. The lowest I think Udemy doing it is for $10.99 at the moment. So you can get it for $9.99, $9.99, and this ends in January. So get it now. There's only 100 of these coupons left. Just nice way of being able to do something over the festive period and gain a new skill if it's something you're interested in. Okay, anyway, let's get started on doing shadows in ARFoundation. Okay, so we've got a bog standard ARFoundation scene, and you can see how I set this up by just going to the ARFoundation from scratch in less than 10 minutes scene. And if you want a more in-depth one, you can look at this as well. But once you have that scene set up, what I did was I changed it from a cube on the place in plain script here. I changed it to this tree, and I got this tree from the Poly store, and you can see the link for that here. There we go. I don't know why I didn't pair here. Have I saved it? No, probably not. There you go. Now I've saved it. So you can see the link to that there, and you can see who created that as well. He's got some pretty cool stuff actually, so you might want to check out his page. Okay, so we've got our tree here, and I did a few adjustments to it. I put the tree, if I go to the prefab, actually, if I go to, I created a prefab of it. So we have the original model, which I downloaded, which is this, and then I extended out the tree, the kind of trunk of the tree, just so that we can see the shadow more clearly. Otherwise, we won't really be able to see it. And then I put it inside a parent object, so we could adjust it so it fits nicely on the floor. So in this scene, I just created a fake floor so I could kind of see to make sure that this fits. Is sitting nicely on the floor when the parent is at 0, 0, 0. Okay, so we've got this tree here. We've got our regular scene here in our AR session origin. Everything's empty except for, as I said before, the parent thing, the place on parent, tree parent, and then the AR plane manager, right? So at the moment we have our default plane here. I'm going to switch this plane off actually, because this is doing nothing, absolutely nothing, by the way, in the scene. This plane, this is just for debugging in the scene. So anyway, we've got this AR default plane here, and this has a material link to it, if I can find it. Here we go. It has this debug plane material, and that's the yellow one that we get on the floor. Now we want to change this. Now we don't want this plain one, because this plain one has a standard shader, and we don't want to use a standard shader. We want to use a shader that has a transparent surface to it and also allows shadows. So we're going to create now our own material, and we're going to call this transparent shadow. You can call it anything you want actually, and then we want to change the shader to a new one. We don't have that yet. Okay, so first let's go back to our default plane one, and let's change this now from the debug plane to this new transparent one, like so. And I'm going to leave the line render on, but actually you could remove this as well if you wanted to just make this a bit more cleaner when you're placing the tree, a little bit more realistic. But I'll leave the line render on just so I know when I have placed the ground, or when the ARFoundation has found the ground anyway. So let's create a shader by going right click, create, and then shader. I'm just going to go to standard surface shader, and I'm going to call this transparent shadow, like so. And I'm going to open this up as well. Okay, so that's our normal shader that we have, and we want to change some of these settings. So instead of it being opaque, for example, it'll be transparent, and a whole bunch of other things that are going to happen. In fact, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to be changing here, because I'm not a big shader guy. That's just not my skill set. But thankfully, other people are good at that. So I found online this transparent shader receive shadows code here. So someone's created this, been kind enough to do that. So full credit to them, and there's a link for it as well. You can download that here. Obviously, I'll have this in the package as well. Although that's not the one I use. I think I use this one here. This is what I used here. So this is the code, which is a little, it's not too bad, but I'd recommend you get it directly from the link, and then make sure you hit like as well, because they deserve a like for that. And I'm gonna copy this code now. I'm not gonna take this top line because I've already named it something. So I don't want to have a conflict with names. So that way, when I go here, I'm gonna just paste in here like that, and then delete this bracket because it's an extra one, and then just save it like that, and that's it. And it should now work outside of the box. So if I go to this here, transparent shadow here, material, and I go to custom, and we have this new transparent shadow, the one that we created, that shader, and it looks a little bit different. So if we go to this plane, this debug plane I created, I should be able to put this transparent material on it like that, and now you can see that we've got a material on it, but it's actually not there. It's not visible. And if I hit play in the editor, like so, and actually put this tree back on, we can see that it's got a shadow still. Now it's not in the actual, we can't see it with our camera because it's not in the view. Oh, there we go. Our camera's a little low. If I bring this plane down, there we go. There's a shadow anyway. You can kind of see it. Although it's not. It's not coming out very well in the editor. It's coming out of a bit like a black blob there. But never mind. The point is it works on the device. So let's just try this now in the device and see what that looks like. So we've got the line renderer here, and when I place the tree, we'll see the shadow. Now the quality of the shadow, it works. I mean, that's the important thing. The quality of the shadow though is dependent on your shadow settings quality on the directional light and the shadow as well. So I'll show you mine. Also, you'll notice that my light is pointing down because the axis angle is at 90 degrees. I only just realized that afterwards, that I should mention that as well. So I think I'm going to end this tutorial there. So shadows, the settings of the shadow, I think is something you can definitely play around with, and it's always going to be different depending on what your project is. I think this is going to create more realism in augmented reality, and this is really important. Light estimation, adding that is important too. So I've added the project that I've uploaded to the course. I've added a light estimation script as well, just to help with the shadows are on the tree as well. Those are a little bit too harsh and too hard. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the tutorial here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.